Welcome dear children to Standard 8 General Science. Today we will be learning chemical change and chemical bond, that is chapter number 13. The learning objectives for this session are to study about chemical change, to learn how to write a word equation and a chemical equation, to study natural and man-made chemical changes, and to study about bond formation. We are going to conduct an experiment of lemon and baking soda. We are going to take small amount of lemon juice and baking soda. First we will taste the lemon juice, and then after that we will add some amount of lemon juice to the baking soda. We observe that some gas is liberated in the form of bubbles. Also we can hear a low popping sound, and we can see that white solid particles of baking soda start to disappear. And also, so let us study about chemical change. Chemical change occurs when two or more substances combine to form a new substance. Okay, and the properties of new substances are totally. So let us study more about chemical change. You know that during a chemical change, chemical composition changes and a new substance with different properties are formed. So we write a chemical equation to define such chemical change. If it is in word form, it is called as word equation. So names and chemical formula of original substances and newly formed substances are used while writing a chemical equation. Let us have a look at sodium bicarbonate and vinegar reaction. We know that carbon dioxide gas is released and some salt is formed. So let us see how word equation is written for this particular chemical reaction. So let us now learn how to write chemical equation out of this word equation. For chemical equation, you need to write a word equation by using names of the concerned substances. So basically, if we have aluminium and iron oxide reacting, we get aluminium oxide and iron. So this is the word equation that we write when we have to write chemical equation. So this is the first step. In the second step, you are going to replace each names by their chemical formula. We have studied about molecular formula in earlier times. Now let us look at how we replace them with chemical formula. So aluminium and iron oxide is written as Fe2O3, and then we write aluminium oxide as Al2O3 and iron as Fe. So all these chemical formulas of each concerned substance is written, and then we add the necessary symbols. We find many examples of chemical change in our surrounding, body, home and laboratory. Let us see some chemical changes and their word and chemical equation. Let us first look at natural chemical changes. The first example of natural chemical changes is respiration. Now we all know that we breathe in air and we exhale. That is the physical respiration that we do. But there is another process in which is called as the internal respiration, where the glucose in the cell is reacted with oxygen, and there is a chemical equation that happens. So let us look at this chemical equation in much more detail. So the respiration is a continuously occurring biological process, but in-depth study shows that glucose in the cell reacts with oxygen in the inhaled air to form carbon dioxide and water. And this chemical equation is written. Another natural chemical change is photosynthesis. Now we know that green plants perform photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight, and for this we get glucose and oxygen from this process. So carbon dioxide is taken in presence of sunlight, okay, and we have the pigment, that is the chlorophyll, and from this we get glucose and oxygen, and the word equation and the chemical equation is written as follows. Let us look at some man-made chemical changes. Now man usually uses chemical changes for his use in everyday life, and let us look at some of them. The first one that we are going to see is combustion of fuels. Now fuels is anything that burns like wood, coal, petrol, diesel, cooking gas, okay, and these things burn, and we get heat energy and light energy. So we use for cooking, cooking gas is used for cooking, so LPG cylinders are used, and we combust them or we burn them so that we can cook, okay. So and we burn petrol and diesel in our cars so that our car gets energy to move ahead. So the common substance that burns in this fuel is carbon. And during combustion process, the carbon combines with oxygen in air, and the product carbon dioxide is formed. Okay, so let us take a look at the word equation and chemical equation. Let us have a look at another man-made chemical change is cleaning of Shahabad tile with dilute hydrochloric acid. Now, in our homes, we usually use acids to clean the tiles, the floorings, but that is not the safest way. It has been replaced by another chemical. Acid is very harmful to use at home. So the chemical composition of Shahabad tile is basically calcium carbonate, and when you add HCl to it, you can see that the tile reacts with the hydrochloric acid which is added to form some kind of chemical reaction, that is bubbles. So let us look at this carefully. So the chemical composition of Shahabad tile is basically calcium carbonate, and when it reacts with hydrochloric acid, it forms calcium chloride and water, which is soluble in water, that is it dissolves in water, and when you put water it gets carried away, so basically the tile gets corroded. Also another product is carbon dioxide, and it you can see the bubbles coming out. These are the carbon dioxide bubbles that are being released. Now let us look at the word and the chemical. Let us look at another man-made chemical change, that is softening of hard water. Now hard water is basically water that has many salts dissolved in it. So some wells or tube wells have hard water. They are brackish to taste, okay, and they do not they do not form lather with soap. And this is because hard water contains chloride and sulfate salts, and it is very difficult for soap to form foam using hard water. So to soften hard water, we need to remove the salt. This salt is removed by adding chemicals like washing soda. So washing soda is added to it, and and it is filtered. We have the salts getting left out, and we have the soft water that is being formed. Okay, so let us look at how this works. So we see that chemical reaction to form precipitate of insoluble carbonate and of calcium and magnesium. If you can see calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate being formed, and those are insoluble in water, so they can be easily filtered out. And as the dissolved salts of calcium and magnesium go out in the form of precipitates of carbonate salts, the water is softened. So whatever water we get out is softened water. Let us look at the word and the chemical equation. We see that in chemical changes, the composition of the matter is changed drastically. You have a new substances being formed with different properties. Now in chemical reaction, basically many bonds are broken and many bonds are made. So let us see why this happens. Noble gases usually do not form any bond as they have complete octet and duplet, and elements having incomplete octet or duplet form chemical bonds. This is because they want to satisfy the octet or duplet state. Now during elements usually form bonds that are equal to its valency. So bonds are usually, number of bonds formed by an element is equal to its valency. So let us look at this. Hydrogen, we have hydrogen atom, two hydrogen. So let us look how NaCl is formed. Sodium has electronic configuration of 2, 8 and 1, and chloride has electronic configuration of 2, 8 and 7. So you know that sodium has one extra electron and it wants to remove it so that it can get 8, that is an octet in its outermost shell, and chloride or chlorine has only 7 electrons and it needs one more electron to complete its octet state. Now what happens is sodium gives us one electron to chlorine to become sodium ion, and chlorine accepts one electron from sodium to become chloride ion. Now sodium is a positive ion. Since it has lost one electron, it has lost one negative charge, it has one extra positive charge, and hence it is a positive ion and it is called as a cation. And chlorine receives one negative charge extra. You know that number of protons and electrons are equal, and if you add one more negative charge, the balance is disturbed and chlorine gets a negative charge, and chlorine and a negative ion is called as an anion. So sodium ion and chloride ion, they are attracted towards each other, and because of this you have a bond being formed which is called as the ionic bond. So let us look at the ionic bond. A chemical bond formed due to an electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged cation and anion is called as an ionic or an electrovalent bond. So ionic bond is also called as an electrovalent bond. If you see over here, sodium has positive charge, chloride has negative charge. They have some force of attraction between them, and you know that positive and negative attract each other. So because of this attraction, they have a bond that is formed which is called as ionic or electrovalent bond, and the compound formed by means of ionic bond is called as an ionic compound. The formation of an ionic compound sodium chloride from elements sodium and chloride is shown in this diagram. So let us look at another simple diagram which will help. There is another type of bond which is formed. You can see that over here there are two hydrogen atoms, and we know that hydrogen atom has one valency. So it has one electron in its outermost orbit and it needs another electron so that it can get the duplet state. So two atoms of hydrogen are identical and have similar tendency, and therefore they share their electrons with each other. Remember, in ionic bond, the electron was given to another atom. However, in this type of bond, the electrons are being shared. Now, the chemical bond that is formed is called as covalent bond. So chemical bond formed by sharing of valence electrons of two atoms with each other is called as a covalent bond. Now let us look at another example of a covalent bond, that is water molecule. Children, we are at the end of this session. Let us have a quick recap. First, we studied about chemical change. We saw that signs that tell us whether a change is chemical or not, that is change in temperature, release of light, okay, change in color and smell. Then we learned about how to write chemical equation in word and chemical equation form. Then we studied about natural and man-made chemical changes that happen around us all the time. For your homework, you are going to prepare a list of chemical changes that occur in your home and surroundings and discuss these in the class. Thank you and have a good day.